In a world often constrained by limitations, young individuals with disabilities face significant challenges. The Up and Shine Foundation, launched in Accra, is dedicated to advocating for social justice and inclusive support for children with disabilities. Speaking at the foundation's launch on July 16, 2025, CEO and founder of the foundation, Reverend Richard Ni Amate Adisa, shares his inspiring journey of caring for 38 children and young people between the ages of 12 and 20 at Kwachik Home in Nsawam in the Eastern region, while also helping 150 others outside the facility. Let's take a look at this feature.
Jesus Christ was on earth himself, healed the sick, provide for the needy, and he actually admonishes us to do same. And so, I think that doing the work of God is not only in the auditorium or the church, but it also goes beyond that. Growing up, I actually don't like seeing people in situations that, one would be like you are in need, you are struggling or to do something. And so I was touched and, feel like I have to do this to help. Then I also realized during my ministry work that there are people that thinks getting money, being rich is what you call success in life. But that is not true. Whatever we get in life, there's somebody somewhere that God wants you to also support. So I tell people that it's not all the money that we get ourselves or you are looking for, that is for you and maybe your children in your house alone. And that is why I started to organize these children and put them together. And at a point, I was also invited to serve as the president of the amputee football in Ghana. And having worked with them, traveling around, I realized that when you go to the developed countries, the way they care for the needy and the less privileged, especially the people or persons with disabilities, we are in serious deficit when it comes to our country. And I decided to start this so that at least in my small way, I do something trying to change the narrative.
Presidential advisor Gusitando stressed that government is willing to partner with institutions like Up and Shine to develop training programs together. He added, instead of creating a 24-hour economy, we should strive for a 24-hour society where no Ghanaian is left behind.
Partners and all stakeholders to partner with institutions like Rise and Shine to design training programs together. It's important to open up workplaces for PWDs. Let's reimagine trade, entrepreneurship, and export together with inclusion at the center. Let us build not just a 24-hour economy, madam, but a 24-hour society of opportunity for everybody, where no Ghanaian, regardless of physical ability, is left behind. Thank you for your kind attention, and thank you also for honoring our Secretariat with your kind invitation. Thank you very much.
Speaking on behalf of the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, the Director of Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry, Madam Florence Eisi-Quote, highlighted the government's support for children and parents with children with disabilities, while acknowledging the limitations of the current government assistance. She emphasized the need to collaborate with the Ministry of Education to expand inclusive education. Additionally, she noted that the ministry has conducted a comprehensive assessment of the Disability Act to ensure it protects both children and their parents.
Because we recognize the special attention they need, and the fact that the resources needed to support them sometimes very enormous. The 3% of the District Assembly Common Fund is supposed to support them in their development. But we realize that even that one is not enough. The Honorable Minister has instructed that we do a lot of talk with partners to see whether the amount could be increased to support their needs. We are also looking at how best, especially inclusive education, could be expanded, especially through the Ministry of Education, to ensure that children with disabilities start school early, because that's something what goes against them. They don't start school early, and by the time maybe they finish SS around 28, 30 years, and you know everybody's looking for a young graduate to employ. So it really does affect them a lot. So we are looking at how the inclusive policy will be expanded to all children so that children can start early schooling. And then also we are advocating for a lot of teachers to be trained, because that's the issue. Most teachers don't know how to deal with these children. And they have, so when they bring children to them, then they are afraid. So they'll tell you, no, we don't have space, or we can't take care of them. It's because they don't have the skills to deal with them. So that's an initiative that the Ministry of Education has been working on, but we are encouraging them also to improve. We've also built capacity of the eye specialists in some selected eye clinics, especially in northern Ghana, Bono region, to be able to detect disabilities in children early for early interventions. And then, of course, we are also working with the teachers in a special school to be able to also detect. Some of the children, they come to the special school, nobody has done any comprehensive assessment on them. And therefore, they'll be there like they are really, really not able to see. But when you do a comprehensive assessment, you see that they are able to see. And then we refer them to the specialists for the necessary things to be done. So we have children that have even left the special school to join normal school, because now they can make up figures to be able to join their friends in the special school. We have done a very comprehensive review of the Act to ensure that it encompasses every aspect of life, including protecting children, their mothers, and also ensuring that there's no discrimination. And we are also ensuring that other services will work together to support children and families with children with disability. So we are at the final stage. We are hoping that by the end of the year, it will have gone to Parliament for passage. So we are counting on all of you to support us when it comes to Parliament. Thank you very much.
While acknowledging the contributions of organizations like Up and Shine Foundation in accommodating and educating children with disabilities, Madam Florence stated that the ministry has over the past 3 years focused on capacity building of parents and families with children with disabilities to cater for their wards in becoming independent and well fit into society.
For us as a ministry, our attention over the past 3 years has been to build capacity of parents who have children with disability, to be able to understand their need, to take care of them, help them be independent. Sometimes you go and you see that the mother is always pampering the child with disability because they are afraid that they can't do anything by themselves. But through the intervention that we have run with them, with the support of ISU International, parents are now able to allow their children to explore their environment. They are able now to even go out with such children they thought would never walk. Such children are walking, they are playing with their friends because they stop overprotecting them. We are also doing community sensitizations because we also realize that sometimes the discrimination that parents face in the community make them withdraw when they have children with disability. So we are raising awareness a lot in the communities for people to know that having a child with disability is a normal thing. Since we are a lot and we are meeting different people with different genetic background, disability is likely to happen. And when it happens, we need to support each other to do it.
Mr. Adesa expressed that while the ministry's approach of allowing parents to cater for and nurture their children is well-intentioned, it is not practical. He noted that mothers with such children often bear the sole responsibility for their care. He called on the government to ensure the implementation of regulations designed to support persons with disabilities.
We have so many issues in this country that when it comes to government come with policies, and more times I talk about brofono, but then at the end of the day, do we make sure, like our theme, where are the evidences? Are we seeing them? Are we not seeing the children still on the street? Are we not seeing, some of these teenage pregnancies? Are we not seeing some of these men, leaving the women with their children, and especially those that are born with disabilities like this? I have a case here. Two of the girls, they are siblings, somebody in the direct sister, and they are all disabled by birth. And the man has run away, leaving the children on the woman. More times it's the woman that suffers. And so telling parents or having parents to be responsible for their children, I think by even God's divine, plan, that is how it should be. But they're doing it, and are they not going to do it? You understand? That is the challenge. So I believe that we must rather put in systems and support, systems that will help to train the children. And I believe that one of the ways is education.
Ella, a Form 1 student, shared how she got both legs amputated. But despite life challenges, she dreams of becoming a teacher one day.
When I was a year and a half and my younger brother was 3, my mother lit a candle to provide us with light because there was no light. My brother reached for the candle to see if I was asleep, but the hot was spilled on his hands, causing him to drop it onto the mat. This ignited a fire which burnt both legs.
Na kendo ne sha ase fro mattress na ehye nti eba nta me nua ne pie kwa abonten ekotetie mu na obi twem no obi san se eda asem na o se ne nua ne hye dem na o hye na ofido onipa no bowura inside ona obetwe bae na me nine ni na ahye.
I was taken to the hospital, but the doctors found the damage to be severe, and the only solution was to amputate my legs.
On the sidelines, President of the Alliance of Global Volunteer Organizations, Justina Akpene Egbena, stated that the government should foster inclusivity for persons with disabilities. She pleaded with the government to allocate funds for NGOs supporting persons with disability to alleviate the burden on their founders.
And I want to take this opportunity as a climate and people's advocate to call upon the government. They should take a look at the people with disability. We should make them feel very inclusive. We shouldn't look at the case as a charity case, but rather we should make them also feel as one of us. When things are done that way, they become even more capable hands in doing things that even able hands cannot do. So I will plead with the government to make an allocation for NGOs who are into taking care of people with disability, so that the pressure on the leaders will actually be a little bit okay for them. So the allocation for us, me as a president for a coalition, I'm calling upon them to come to our rescue. Our people are really, really in desperate need of help. Up and Sham Foundation is doing a great job. They have about 38 children in the academy. But can you imagine it's a burden of one Reverend Minister and the Board of Trustees? Can you also imagine if the whole world should contribute at least 1 cedi, even Ghana, 1 cedi towards helping that academy? You can just imagine what they would do.
The story of young heroes like Ella inspire others in such conditions not to look down on themselves, but to embrace their journey with confidence and hope.